Good morning. So, this week it's Jacob chapters 5 through 7, and it's the allegory of the olive tree. And there's a lot in here to read. Today, my reading is chapter 5, verses 1 through 19, and I read it last night, and then I have my supplemental today, but we've got to take Wendy and Kelsey to the airport this morning, so we've got to leave soon. Holy cow, we got to leave really soon. But there's not a lot that I can say on here now because I'm not done with my studies, and then after we drop them off, I've got to go straight to work. So I'll just read this quote from President Joseph Fielding Smith. It says, "The parable of Zenos recorded in Jacob in chapter 5 of his book is one of the greatest parables ever recorded. This parable in and of itself stamps the Book of Mormon with convincing truth. No mortal man without the inspiration of the Lord could have written such a parable. It is a pity that too many of those who read the Book of Mormon pass over and slight the truths which it conveys in relation to the history, scattering, and final gathering of Israel. Such members of the church unto whom attention has been called to the great significance of this parable have said they fail to comprehend it. It is simple and very clear to the minds of those who earnestly seek to know the truth. No man without divine inspiration could have written such a parable as this. In brief, it records the history of Israel down through the ages, the scattering of the tribes to all parts of the earth, their mingling with or being grafted in the wild olive trees, or in other words, the mixing of the blood of Israel among the Gentiles, by which the great blessings and promises of the Lord to Abraham are fulfilled. After Abraham had been proved even to the extent of being willing to offer Isaac as a sacrifice, the Lord blessed him with the greatest of blessings and said to him, By myself I have sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall prosper, possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice." This remarkable parable portrays how, as branches of the olive tree, Israelites, were carried to all parts of the earth, the Lord's vineyard, and grafted into the wild olive trees, the Gentile nations. Thus they are fulfilling the promise that the Lord had made. Today, Latter-day Saints are going to all parts of the world as servants in the vineyard to gather this fruit and lay it in store for the time of the coming of the Master. This parable is one of the most enlightening and interesting in the Book of Mormon. How can any person read it without feeling the inspiration of this ancient prophet? So I just wanted to read that, because that's all I got for today. See, Kelsey's packing up right next to me. I have to pee really bad, and then we gotta go.